So in a previous video of the Peta PAZ1 driving the generator, you would have seen this box on the output. Now that box is a control box for electrics, and it's got some safe stuff inside it, and it's running the fan. So I thought I'd give you a bit of an insight as to how it works. Now before I start, this is unplugged, so I'm not going to get any shocks, and this is just on this lead just for test purposes. So as the initial appearance, as you can see, we've got 3 plug sockets. We've got 3 waterproof plug sockets, 1, 2 and 3, a bit like that inside them. We've got frequency, we've got amps, and on the end here we have the main isolator, we have the start button there, we have an emergency stop, and these are our leads. Now as for the leads coming out the side of the box, obviously we have our main incoming power coming from the generator. We have our earth, which we put on a spike that goes into the ground, and we also have this box. Now this is on a 4 meter long lead, and this is what enables me to stop the outgoing supply from the box to the plug sockets using the emergency stop. So I'd be sat at my chair at a steam rally, hit that button, everything switches off. I've also got a key in there which is used as like a fail safe so that nobody can just come in and fiddle with it. So this is what's inside the box. So we've got 3 MCBs, we've got the main switch, we've got the RCD, and then there's the contactor and the small power supply, which is 24 volt, that feeds the contactor. That's what gives me my safe 24 volts on the long lead for controlling it. Obviously on the lid we have our supply to the socket on the lid, we have our frequency and amps on there, and the other supplies are obviously going in there. That's the neutral buzz bar down at the bottom there, and that's the main central earthing point. Obviously isolated up there. The contacts for my buttons are on the side, the momentary contacts, and yeah, that's about it for the inside of it. It's all waterproof, it's all IP65. I built it to that spec. This was a college project as part of my apprenticeship, and I suppose this can be used on the rally field, which was its sort of main initial purpose, but it can also be used in the event of power outages. So I can run this off the generator, and I've still got the 6 amp MCBs for the 2 side sockets, and the very front's got a 16 amp MCB, which means I can run lights and I can run a power tool off 16 amps. Right, well I'll give a short demonstration of it working now. So we'll turn everything on. Everything is still dead at the minute, it's not plugged in just yet. Right, I've got some test loads plugged into the box now. So I've got a fluorescent light over here, so 55 watt fluorescent floodlight. And over here I've got my bench grinder. That won't switch on yet because the switch on the thing's still off. They're all plugged into this. The bench grinder's in the 16 amp socket, the light's in the 6 amp socket on the side. Everything inside switched on, so I'll turn the rest of it on now. I'll turn the key on, open up the emergency stops, turn on the main isolator, and when I press the green button, the light should initially light up. So not so many amps showing on that one because obviously it's only a light. Once I switch the grinder on, we might get a little bit. Depends how much its inrush current is. Just a little bit. So just to show that the meters on the unit are working, I will just fire up the bench grinder again so you can see the ammeter moving. Works very well. The box is capable for 16 amps. That's the size of the plug. So there you have it really. That's the generator control box. Like I say, it was a college project for part of my apprenticeship. It can be used as an output for backup supply because it's got obviously the MCBs and it's got a safe stopping system, but I also use it with my 240 volt generators that rallies. So I hope that was of some interest, and thank you very much for watching.